Boo! Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. This is Hedgen Lee with an update for Bitcoin. I said boo because I think many are afraid. Too many have been spooked by this healthy, requisite correction. And I mentioned this even on my Twitter feed. By the way, if you would like to follow me on Twitter, it's at Hedgen_crypto. The members on Hedgen.com received this pattern and count several days ago. And it provided an awareness which basically keeps the panic away. And that's one of my common sayings or mantra. That awareness does keep the panic away. What does that mean? Well, I'll give you an example. Let's say you have never seen a Jack in the Box. And it pops out and suddenly you get very frightened. But if you have any awareness of that Jack in the Box, when it does pop out, you don't panic. And that's what I mean by awareness, keeping the panic away. And it's really no different in crypto or even stock analysis. By identifying as many possibilities from which, based on experience, analysis, you identify your primary count and a handful of alternate potentials. And with experience, you begin leaning more and more towards the accuracy of your primary counts. Of course, there are times when your primary count is wrong, but then again, you have a handful of alternate counts. And when the market tells you that your primary count is wrong, your alternate count is then used to very quickly pivot to as the next primary count. In that mode, I think the stance that crypto investors and traders should take right now is the fact that there is likely a temporary top by the fact that this blue wave 5 marks the temporary top. And that the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the subwaves, and this is called a diagonal. Okay? And this shows that the requisite correction is occurring right now. After 5 waves, there's a requisite correction. By the way, this white 4 should be over here. My clerical typo. And that the ABC, or the subwaves of a higher degree of trend A, will get a B wave bounce, and we could be targeting the 6K, 6.45K region. But how could this be a good thing? How could this be a healthy thing for the bull market? In prior videos, I had released the simplest, easiest buy-sell investor class indicator, signal. Whenever price crosses above the 50-week moving average, what do? You buy. Whenever it crosses down the 50-week moving average, you sell. Simple and easy as that. Had you done that from the 2014-15 correction and sold back into early 2018, you would have made 2,735%. Using this very easy technique. But again, going back to the question, how could the current correction, this current correction, be healthy? Be healthy for Bitcoin? Well, let me tell you. When we had this very scary correction, and I think that was 42% correction, it scared the pants out of a lot of people. When there was a correction in this one, this was 40%, scared the pants out of a lot of people. What about this one? Here was probably 38%. And this one right here was probably about the same, 39.9%. So how are these corrections good for the bull market? You simply have to go and look at this longer term perspective and understand that anything above the blue line is bullish. And thereby every correction should be BTFD'd. Buying the freaking dip. That's what it says. So here we are, a nascent, early fledgling bull market. It crossed the 50-week moving average. Several weeks ago, I announced that this was an investor class buy signal. And we are now having the first correction, and people are freaking out. They don't understand that in a bull market, the corrections are not to be sold. They are to be bought. Very simple. Had you bought this correction, this, you would have had a lot more Bitcoins. Thereby, if we look at this from an Elliott wave perspective, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, if wave 5 is in, then this correction, this requisite correction, even if it goes back towards the blue trend line, moving average line, then you should be doing what? BTFDing. Again, several weeks ago, I also presented the right translated peak in this cycle. What does that mean? The midpoint of this cycle is right here. The peak of the price happens on the second half of the cycle. Why is that bullish? It's saying that most of the cycle time is being spent in rising. Thereby, we have about 20-25% of the cycle left to do what? To correct. A healthy correction, as long as it stays above the moving average, the 50-week moving average in this case, and not the 50-week exponential moving average, the 50-week standard non-exponential linear moving average. Why is that? The exponential moving average gives greater preference to the front end price data instead of the back end. The linear standard non-exponential gives equal weighting. I prefer that. Thereby, if we have a right translated peak, and we're going through this correction for the 20% of the cycle remaining, or 15% of the cycle remaining, and maybe until early July or mid-July, okay? Then, after that correction is done, we have a new cycle coming. What does that mean? Do you sell into that correction, or do you buy into that correction? Well, once that correction is finished, the new cycle will begin. You buy that BTFD, you buy that freaking dip. Because what we have coming is another replication of this, as shown here, but probably at a greater dollar value event. And that makes me extremely excited for this next cycle to come. Do not check it out. Do not give away your Bitcoins by selling into this correction. Buy the freaking dip. At hedging.com, members get this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Let me tell you how many analysts disappear for the weekends when Bitcoin doesn't even sleep on the weekends. At hedging.com, recently over the weekend, members received 21 to 22 customized charts from Saturday and Sunday. That's the value of hedging.com. You have unlimited currency, request currency, to be able to ask for customized charting of your coins, the cryptos that you hold in your wallet, not somebody else's. So these kind of customized analysis that I provide on hedging.com is now making and creating a bigger and bigger community called the hedging community. The profit alerts, the profit trade alerts, which only gold members have access to, has generated some phenomenal profits. Most recently was not a crypto. It was NUGT, Nugget, 3X, Bear Bull Miner, Gold Miners ETF. Currently over 20%. Not too shabby. Link Crypto was 93% profits. One loss so far, 2.1%. On Matic, MATIC, a scalp trade that was stopped out at 2.1% loss. So I would invite you to evaluate the hedging.com and consider joining as a bronze, silver, and hopefully a gold membership, which will give you locked lifetime annual rate lock, lifetime access to the profit trade alerts, because after the promotion is over, new incoming gold members will have to pay $1.99 per month in addition to the annual rate. Gold members also have monthly 1-hour live group Q&A sessions with me, and the most recent one was done last week. And it certainly was time well spent. Again, consider hedging.com. You can even join as a public member, evaluate the public content, and further consider. Thank you and have a good day.